And we're back with some more Kenshi, and today we're going to be power leveling. What do I mean exactly by power leveling? Well, it's when you start the game and you want to level up all your characters as quickly as possible and skip all that early game grind. Who wants to get beaten up by dust bandits for the first 20 hours? I mean, okay, it's kind of fun the first time round, but Alright, so we've picked this start, the nobodies, so we can pick a few characters, in fact 6 to start. And we're going to go with skeletons, because skeletons are just objectively better than, well, everyone else. At the same time, we're going with 1 hive prince, because, well, that's going to be sort of necessary for our strategy. Yes, we are going to be doing some abusive things here. Okay, we have started at this way station. You can start at, well, any of the way stations, so sometimes you can end up over here or in the Midlands. Just keep restarting until you end up here. You can change your names later, so just keep restarting. It usually takes about 3 attempts and you end up at this way station. This place is the perfect place to start our early leveling. Now, this team here, we're not using them to level up to max. What we're using this team to start with is to get this character, Harp, well, we'll rename them later, up to a very good level to build all the facilities necessary to train everyone up. A lot of the training will say, oh, go get Tin Fist and Catalan and hit them when they're, disabled on a bed. Yeah, how do you get Tin Fist and Catalan into a bed in the first place when they're missing a leg? This person here, it's their job to arrange all the training dummies and get the base started. And that means we're going to be focusing on a few skills. Memory, stealth, lockpicking, thievery, assassination, athletics. We're going to need a little bit of strength to start, which is unfortunate because they have a little bit of a negative to death. However, they do have bonuses to toughness, dexterity, perception, stealth, lockpicking, and thievery. Oh, and athletics. So they've got quite a few bonuses to the stats we're going to want to work up quickly. Anyway, first things you want to do, go and look through the inventories of everyone. And we're going to chuck it all into Harp so that we can build up their strength. We need to get their strength to the point where they can lug around about 50 kilos. Until they can lug around 50 kilos, we're going to have problems with them. Harp is now incredibly overburdened at 105 kilos. That's exactly what you want to do to start maxing out their stats in strength. You'll see under strength here, they've got a strength XP rate while walking of 25%. However, we can double that if we get them to pick up blend. Oh, you have to move a little bit. Come on. No, refresh that. There we go. 50%. 50% XP walking rate. This is the fastest way to gain strength early game. For the time being, we're also going to start leveling our sneak skill. So let's get everyone into the pub and just get them to run around. Now, sneak is this one under here, stealth. Now, this will level up faster if we're around enemies, but you know what? That's dangerous. We can't move too fast right now, so let's not do that. Oh, look, some enemies have shown up. This is way too early. Okay, fine. There's a bunch of people lying around on the ground. We need to find one. Their next thing we want to level up is thievery. Well, strength, athletics, thievery, they're the 3 most important stats to start. So we're going to look around for a corpse that's got a badly injured leg, and I think we've got ourselves a wiener. Now, the thing is, to practice your thievery, what you want to do is find someone who's playing dead and sneak up on them. Harp, come on. Hurry up, buddy. This guy's playing dead, but we don't want him to actually die. You know what? Let's get everyone to give him a little bit of first aid. We want to stop them bleeding out. Now, we do want to fix them up so they don't bleed out, but at the same time, we don't want to fix that gimp leg of theirs. That gimp leg of theirs is actually quite handy. Alright, everyone, back off. That's enough of that. Harp, you're the only one who's going to stick behind. Now, let's get you to loot the body. And see, we should have a 1% chance of stealing this. If we tried to take their sword from their hand, we'd have a 0% chance, and any of the clothes you're wearing, also a 0% chance. We got caught stealing. That is to be expected. And if we go here under thievery, we've now gone up to 3, or 82%, or thievery 3, 82%. Let's try and thieve it again, though. Oh, got caught stealing. Let's see, stats, thievery at 6, 48%. And if we try and steal it again, we're up to thievery 9, stat 1%. Now, this doesn't always work. Sometimes you'll start thieving from someone who's playing dead, and it won't happen like this. Just keep trying. You just have to keep trying it again and again. Ooh, I think we found the sweet spot. Double right click. Double right click, got caught. Oh, we know we got it. And then you just keep doing this again and again until you hit about 70 in thievery. Right now, we're already up to 35. By the time we've gotten to 61 thievery, we've got up to 68% chance of stealing this stuff from their inventory. However, if we try and steal something from their hand, only 51% chance, which, yeah, that works for me. So let's try and steal their swords while they're actually holding them in their hands. Perfect. And then you can just keep doing this. This is actually rather quick. It only takes a few minutes and you can really max out thievery hard. So once you've hit a certain level, I would advise you to make things more convenient on yourself. Here we've set it up so that when we right-click, it tries to put the shirt into, right over there. Which we right-click to put the shirt back, and then we just keep right-clicking until we've managed to successfully seal it again. This rapidly speeds up how quickly we can level up. The only level you need to get to with this to make it work is about 73 is perfect, but I've put this up to 79 because, why not? Let's go for an even 80. And that will be kind of the stats we'll aim for. So, Thievery 86. I may have went a little bit overboard, and we're only at a couple of hours into our first day. I think I'm going to call that a nice start. Alright, this guy should immediately pass out the moment he tries to get up, though. Damn it, how did I drop blend? Blend, get back on my shoulder. Actually, maybe we'll pick up this guy. He's unconscious. That's a good idea. Let's pick this guy up. We have some plans for him. And let's quickly strip all of the ninjas that came in here. These ninjas guys that come in, the cloud ninjas, they're not really common around here, but when they do show up, sell all their gear. It's worth a decent chunk of change, and we're going to need that money. That pulled us in 16 grand, which is nice. This next section, though, does require a small element of risk. We need to find a place far enough away. Oh, there's a cloud ninja guy. We could go steal his stuff. Though... oh, no, you know what? If that guy gets up, the crossbow bolt's up here. There's harpoon launchers up here, usually they're manned. And if we try to mess with that guy and he stands up, we might take a harpoon by mistake. Instead, what we're going to do is go around the side here. Hopefully this will work. What we want to do is drop off our little friend. Whoa! That guy just get up? Yep, never mind. We can loot his body in a minute. We are going to have Harp drop off our passenger. They'll fall down. Perfect. Unconscious for 53 seconds? Why so long? This area over here is not in range of the crossbows, which is good for us. We want to wait until they try to get up again, because we've left them with the gimp leg. We never healed their leg, so they should be on the ground, unable to get up. So the first thing we're going to do is hit them over the back of the head when they try to get up. Reason being, because their leg is gone, they can't stand up. That means we have free opportunity to just keep clubbing on the back of the head without them trying to fight back. We, of course, have failed miserably, but our assassination attempt went from 0 to 5. Also, we are weighed down with a whole bunch of stuff. Hell, I'll take you all on myself. Dude, you're butt naked and your leg doesn't work. We will stealth kill again. Failed. And that's up to 9 assassination. Perfect. So just give me a few minutes while we go and keep trying to hit this guy on the back of the head. Oh, failed again. That's not fair. The guy's fighting back. They never fight back when they're on the ground. He punched our guy in the leg a couple of times. Somehow, one-handedly, even though he's only got one arm and one leg. I gotta give it to that guy. A lot of willpower. We'll just get away for a bit. Hopefully he de-aggroes, and once he de-aggroes, we'll come back and try knocking him out again. Well, this is my life now. We come over, we make an attempt, it fails, we run away a little bit, we run around them, otherwise they tend to aggro. We come back in, and we hit him again. Also, I looked it up on the wiki. These guys have an assassination skill of about 40 or 45 or something like that. Hey, we got him! So that means we can actually level this up probably to about 50 if we take our... well, if we're careful about it. That's 37 in assassination already, and that's normally one of those skills that gets a little bit tricky to level up. Once he wakes up again, and oh god, 174 seconds? Fine, we'll get back to strength training. As a common theme, one thing you're going to want to do is decrease your stat. For example, we got rid of the ninja rags we were wearing on the grounds that increases your assassination skill, which will slow down how quickly we gain skills. So by leaving that off, we're able to crank our assassination up just that little bit faster. What are we up to now? 48. Yeah, I think we're kind of maxing out on this guy. Once they have less skill than you, your experience gains go way down. So I think we're just about done with this guy. Ah, there we go. Since he's playing dead, he counts as an enemy that's viewing us while we're trying to stealth. That's what's cranking up our stealth so fast. Excellent. This will make it much easier. Once we're at about 60 or so, I think I'll cut it out, though. We don't need to be super stealthy for what we've got coming up. I think I figured out how to max stealth pretty quickly. Find yourself a cripple. Okay, so to summarize all of the gains you need to get assassination, thievery, and stealth really high up, find yourself a guy who's gotten beaten up by someone. Make sure their leg is completely busted. It just has to be bleeding out. Heal up everything else but the leg. Take away all their weapons and stuff, and then once they're going into that mode where they're not where they're playing dead, make sure they need to be around some enemies though. Enemies that won't enslave them. This is why this place is perfect. They don't want to get up because they get shot by these guys, so they play dead. Then you can use that to train your thievery. Then when you're finished training your thievery, what you can do is train your assassination by bringing them outside so that they will try and get up, at which point you clonk them on the back of the head to try and train up your assassination. Then once you've got enough assassination, what you do is, well, you run back and forth like this. This drastically cranks up. Because there's an enemy in range, it causes your stealth to gain much, much faster. Like if we watch it there, we're at level 71, and we're still going up at quite a decent clip. So this just allows you to max out your stealth, your thievery, and assassination all in a couple of days. I mean, we're coming to the end of day 2 here, and yes, we are pretty completely covered. The only downside is our athletics and our strength are pretty low. But we don't care. Those we can level up a lot easier just going along. Okay, 80 stealth by 9 AM on day 3. Time to move out of here. We've got everything we need from this location. I think first things first, though, we're going to try and make ourselves just a little bit more mobile. You see, we want to start traveling. There is a couple of cities this direction, and we need to get to them without getting eaten along the way. One of the reasons we don't stick around here is we've cleaned out both of the shopkeepers. It's just you can't make enough money here, and we want to make an enormous amount of money as quickly as possible. In fact, we're going to dump a whole load of the stuff we're carrying, even though it's worth money, because, well, it's just not worth risking that bringing it with us. The problem is if we bring that with us, it might slow us down enough that we get eaten on the way to where we're going, and I'd rather not get eaten. After dropping off all of the gears and things that were slowing us down, we've got our stealth up to 100 on our main character, 67 to 70 on all the rest, which means we can just sort of run all the way to where we're going, and we don't really have to worry too much about getting caught. People will have to pretty much walk right on top of us, and we should be able to just, well, not get eaten. Even the animals shouldn't be able to see us. Come over here, I owe you something. Yeah, buddy, we owe you. Thank you for all of the training you have provided us. Just having a one-legged enemy is just so useful in this game. All right, let's go. Coming up on our left, you'll see a bunch of outlaw swordsmen. And they've seen us. And they're chasing. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm surprised they actually saw us when we got that close. I should have actually went around them. I was trying to show off a bit, I will admit. Their run speed is 17 miles per hour. Our run speed is 17 miles per hour. This is going to be a very tight run all the way to the next city. But once we get to the next city, the guards will chop them up for us. There's Heng up ahead. We're going to head in there, and we should be safe once we get to the guards. There's a little element of risk leaving so early from that place without the athletics training to run by all of those enemies, but I'm more than willing to take that risk. And done. We've made it all the way here. Perfect. Now our next bit is we're going to keep running, and we're going to go all the way to here. There's our target city in the distance. We can see it even though it hasn't showed up on the map yet. This here is Heft, and I will admit I am completely biased towards using the city for training purposes because, well, I just like the city. Okay, my bias is clear and out in the open, just so that you're aware. Anyway, we are going to set our robot compatriots to do a little bit of athletics training, and while they're doing that, Harp is going off on their own mission. The training here is rather simple and time-honoured. We're going to find a samurai gate guard, and we're going to tell our bot companions to follow them. Or skeleton companions, whatever you call them. Harp here is going to go over to this location, and we're going to join the Shinobi Thieves Guild. It cost us 10 grand, but we made enough money off those people before, so it's grand. For the Shinobi Guild, you just have to pay them basically 10 grand. Done. Sign me up, we're in. Now this means we can go inside the building, and normally what you would do if you had the money is you would go up to this floor and you can use these locksmithing training boxes. However, we're trying to be wonky about this, so instead let's try practicing our lockpicking skills. Let's see if there's anything around here worth lockpicking. Unfortunately, all the chests that are around are so high level we have 0% chance of actually cracking any of them. Later on, I'll go through what you do if you don't have the 10 grand to get in here, though, and I'll show you just the tips and tricks on how to actually practice on a few regular chests. Once your lockpicking hits level 10, we've got all the basics we need. Now, bring back up the map. We're traveling again. Location we're heading to is this area right here. There's actually a ruined town there, if my memory serves me correctly. Also, you can usually find these cities by the discolored patches they usually occupy. That's why we're heading to that location. There is some free lockpicking training there with very little risk. Also, since our stealth skill is so high, we can pretty much run as fast as possible. Oh, wait. Take off the backpack. The backpack will mess with your skills. So once we take the backpack off, our stealth goes up to 100, and you'll notice our running speed is 19 miles per hour. We can run as fast as we could, stealthed or unstealthed. It has absolutely no difference, so we usually go with the Naruto way. Up ahead is some sand ninjas. I think they didn't even see us as we ran by. Oh, yeah, no, their arrows are yellow, so they kind of knew we were there if we had kept hanging around, but we didn't, so... there's also another city between here and there, but that's okay, we're not stopping. This place here is called Bast. It was. It's a former settlement, and what we're interested in it for is it has a bunch of cages inside it. Cages that can be locked. That can be locked with us inside them. All you want to do is go and find the levels of them. If you click on it, you can see it's level 43. We don't want to start in something that high, or we might accidentally lock ourselves inside. So let me have a quick look. There's also a bunch of cages over there as well. Well, the lowest level we can find is 23. Let's get in, shall we? Perfect. Then we pick the locks. 36% chance. Done. Actually, we don't even want to pick the lock. We want to escape. Then you want to go right back in and escape again. Don't hit pick locks. That will mean you'll just pick the lock and stand inside. You want to hit escape. That will tell your character to pick the lock and get out. Now, you want to actually start on the prisoner cages that have the lowest chances. You want to get up to about 50-50 chance, because every time you successfully pick a lock, you gain more experience. Whereas lockpicking, you gain more experience from a successful lockpicking than a failed one. So failing at a really high level lock just means you're going to spend longer trying at it, and you'll get less experience out of it. So up to 42, there we go, 64. One seriously, 85. All right, quick modification. Actually, wait till you're at about 90% before you stop doing it. It just seems to be faster. For example, if we hit escape here, we're at 53.7% or 54, 56. We get back in and we just keep doing it. And going up to 90% seems to be the fastest way to gain levels. After a whole bunch of trading, we can now pick all level 48 locks with 90% chance. Yep, and done. Now it's time to make obscene amounts of money. No, I should really point out, yeah, we're going to exploit the bejesus out of a whole bunch of mechanics in this game. This is not like... You could, in theory, just use, mods or cheats to get your team up, but I want to do this using in-game mechanics, though I am going to exploit quite a few things while using those in-game mechanics. This here is a bunch of Holy Nation nutjobs. There is so many of them. None of them can see us. In fact, it's not even driving up our stealth. Look at our stealth. Our stealth is at 38%, and it's not even going up anymore. Yeah, that's how good our stealth is right now. Reminds me. I wonder how many of these we could knock out before the first one wakes up. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's try some stealth KOs. You see, the Holy Nation hate us. We're not human. They hate all non-humans, so... What's our assassination at? 55, 10% to the next level. Give me a couple of minutes here. Well, unfortunately, a bunch of cannibals showed up, so... Yeah, that didn't work out so good. Well, we still got plenty of training in. Actually, let's see what our stats are like. Yeah, assassination is up to 59, and 85% of the way towards the next level. Maybe we can stop and no, you know what? Those swords are way too big. We don't want to get anywhere close to those. Though I do love this pile. They came back to heal someone, and I just basically knocked them all out one on top of the other on the person they were trying to heal. This game sometimes. We ran into some starving vagrants. They're now all unconscious. Assassination's up to 63. And then Kenshi reminds you why it's Kenshi. Here's 6 sand spiders that are beneath the sands, and since they can't see us because we're so well stealthed, they're just stuck there, but we got stuck in the middle of them all. That's why those spiders sometimes appear out of nowhere. But if you've got a stealth of 100, it's usually pretty handy to stay well hidden from them. Anyway, let's head back to the city. Ooh, what are they, traders? I don't want to mess with my... Yeah, the caravan thing. I don't want to mess with the traders and stuff like that and mess with my relations. We have run into a nomad animal trader on the way back, so we're going to have a quick talk to them. And what we want to look for is a pack bull. Yeah, there we go. Pack bull. Doesn't matter what age it is, so long as they got a pack bull, that's all I'm interested in. We'll buy it. No bull here will make an excellent addition to the team. The reason I picked bulls over garrows, bulls can actually train up their stealth. Which, okay, a stealth bull sounds ridiculous, and it is, but, well, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, the first thing we're going to do is, it's way too slow. It's got 11 miles per hour. It'll take it forever to get home, so we'll just have Harp pick it up. Now, that's definitely going to slow Harp down. We're now at 11 miles per hour, but that's still 1 kilometer faster. In fact, if we get rid... we can run 15 if we get rid of stealth. Let's go. All right, we are home, and it is time to make some money. First thing you want to do is go over here to this. This is the general shop. This is the best money spinner I've found so far. We'll drop off our bull outside. You can use a garrow if you can't find a bull for this next bit. All right, let's begin. First things first, ignore the ground floor for now. You want to go straight up to this floor here, the 3rd floor. This is where the big money is. All right, a few things to notice. When it comes to picking locks and things like that, pause the game, pick locks, and you'll see this bar comes up. That means you're picking the lock. Even though it's through the wall and the thing is on the other side, you're easily picking the lock. So, done. Then we can see all the stuff in here. There's loads of grog, things like that. Let me show you something here. Oh, I should probably point out, as we're stealing these things here, you can see the stealing chance is 126%. We are so good at thievery, we could rob stuff right out from under someone's bed and they wouldn't notice. We could steal their blankets and they probably wouldn't notice. Now, we do have one small problem. How do we get this all out of here while we're completely overburdened? No problems. No problems at all. What you want to do is bring up your inventory. Click this button here to lock it open. Then click on your bull. Break that inventory open. It just needs to be within a reasonable distance. And then what we can do is transfer all the stuff. Do not try and move the stuff directly from the chest into the bull's inventory. That will cause you problems. If you try and do that, it won't actually... Well, actually, let me demonstrate. We'll just pick open this safe. I can't remember if this safe is the money one, is it? Nah, it's only got chainmail sheets and stuff like that. But that's fine. Our chances are still 133%. We will take all of that stuff, transfer it down to the bull. pick the last chest, which, yes, we can lockpick at that distance. Don't ask me how it works. It just works, okay? As you can see, we've got all the robotic components here, but if we try to plug that directly into the bull, you see our steal chances drops to 50%. It seems bulls have a thievery chance. I wonder, I mean, I kind of want to level up their thievery chances at some point. It seems like that would be an hilarious thing to do, but not in this playthrough. But yes, this chest here is the money chest. Each one of these things is worth 2,978 for resale. That's a lot. Also, these repair kits, also not cheap. They're quite expensive and quite good sellers. All of these are worth about the same as some pretty decent armor or weapons, each one of them. And they stack. Oops. Okay. I messed up there and I got us caught committing a crime, which allows us to neatly demonstrate how you get out of getting caught committing a crime. Well, first, you run away. They're going to chase you. It's a thing. It happens. Don't let them get away. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to get away. And now we're outside. We have 18 seconds, or is it? It's showing here we've been caught committing burglary. He might end up with a bounty on his head if he can't vanish. Well, I doubt we're going to be able to vanish. They're way too close. I have set all of our people and our animals to hold and passive. I don't want any of them getting involved in this. If they see you under attack, they'll come to help you. Don't set everyone to hold and passive. They're not there to get into fights. Your guy is the guy who's going to be running away. So let them do what they're going to do. Then all we have to do is try and get out of town as quickly as we possibly can, or get somewhere where we can hide away from them. Wow, one of those guys would just not stop following us. It gets easier to deal with those once your speed goes up a bit. We're still a little bit low on the running speed there. Once we hit about 25 kilometers, we can outpace them a lot faster and lose them a lot quicker. But we've got this annoying bounty on our head, which is going to make our lives just a little bit more difficult, but there's a quick and easy way to get rid of it. Oh, since our stealth is so good, we can just run right past the guards. And Blend, I need you over here, buddy. Oh, Blend's actually got a bit of a scratch on him. Blend is on the right. Blend, get in there, and Harp. What we're going to do is we're going to turn ourselves into the cops. Otherwise, they will beat the snot out of you and then put you in a cell. So instead, we just put ourselves in a cell. It's just faster. You, get in prisoner cage. And doink. Perfect. Then Blend. I'm going to need you to talk to this guy. Seriously. Free to go. Excellent. Turns out, never mind. I'm here to bail out a friend. Looks like my friend got bailed out automatically. The game reset. Since we were in the prison cell and didn't think we were supposed to be in there, they let us out, which looks to have reset the bounty. So we are now 100% free and blameless. It was like nothing ever happened. Normally I just pay the fine, which is like $1,000, but it seems before I could get in there to pay it off, they actually just released us. I've never had my stealth this high before. Alright, now where were we? Oh yes, we were robbing this place blind. It's almost nighttime, so let's wait until they close the doors. Otherwise, if we go in there stealthed and lurk around the place and they catch us after the doors are closed, they'll beat the snot out of us, so let's not do that. Instead, let's maybe go rob some food while we're waiting from the bar, and then we'll come back to there to finish robbing it. One thing we can also do is we can sell off some of the goods we've just stolen. This introduces us to the next mechanic. We are going to sell to this barman the stuff we just stole from the shop across the way. Now, normally you can't really do that, but if you'll see here, our fencing chance is 113%. That's because we've got our thievery up so high. Thievery affects your chances of selling. So, for example, if we tried to sell directly from the bull, though, it's 41%, which is really frustrating. So what you have to do is switch everything over to this guy and then sell it through him. It all has to be sold through him, so you can't sell directly from a bull or a storage chest. It does slow things down a bit, but considering the grog is worth what? Oh my god, 1,115 a pop. These robotics components are worth 2,838, and these authentic skeleton repair kits are worth 1,865. Chainmail sheets, 2,527. Yeah, this is just a stupid way to make money. Also, if you accidentally sell them to, or try to sell something your fencing chances aren't high enough on, they'll let you know, so they'll warn you. So you usually can't get that caught. As well as that, while we're at it, why did everyone run upstairs all of a sudden? What are you guys doing? Okay. Well, never mind. What we want to do, though, is rob that chest. And normally, there's no one really in here at the moment, so we could totally just go in here and rob this. It would be quite easy. Wait, who's watching us? Oh, that guard. Actually, that makes it even better to demonstrate. You see, you can rob through walls and do all sorts of weird stuff, including... Oh, damn, there's another guard right there. However, if we lie down... No, he can't see us anymore. Perfect. There we go. We're robbing from a bed, so it doesn't count. Excellent. And there we go. Our stealing chance is 159%, and there's all the food that this place has. Right. We're probably going to just... I don't want to rob all of this right now because, well, fencing chance. Oh, see this here? Committing crime. For the 3 seconds after you committed your crime, if you're spotted, people will, lose it. So don't move until after. And, whoa, did we just teleport downstairs? Yeah, that happens sometimes when you get out of bed. I don't know why. But yes, you can rob stuff from a bed, and it seems it's much harder for them to see you. We have come back to rob this general shop. Unfortunately, they've got a guard standing downstairs. That is very unfortunate. If we didn't have 100 stealth. And bye-bye. Oh, that reminds me, I should probably take off that backpack, because it's not helping our stealth much. Easy peasy. So you can't see us right now. There'd normally be arrows between us and them if we were even close to their field of view. Let's pick this lock while we're here. Oh, I probably should have closed that door. You know what? Doesn't matter. We're going to need to run back at it again in a second. And this is why stealth, combined with lockpicking, is terribly overpowered. We don't even want any of this stuff. I just wanted to pick the lock to show you. Oh, we can also pick that one there. 20% chance. Ooh, that's a tough lock. What's that one? That is an level 82 lock. We only have a 20% chance of picking it each time. Oop, oop, oop. Guys, moving. Actually, let's see. Ooh, skeleton repair kits? Yes. Yep. Nope, no, gotta transfer these to the bull. Alright, everything transferred over to the bull. Inventory mostly... Oh, damn it, I forgot to transfer over the copper. I want to steal some copper while we're here. We're going to use that to do some strength training on some of our people, so we might as well while we're at it. And I do need to get myself a better backpack. The one we currently have is not really adept for stealing. The second floor is usually full of junk. We don't care. And then we really care about is the top floor here. There's one person sleeping in that bed, but that's fine. We shall just position ourselves right there. All right, we have stolen just about everything. We've got over 20 of these robotic components, which are worth a fortune. A whole bunch of grog. I even stole some iron plates and some copper. The copper I'll probably find use for, and a bunch of these skeleton repair kits. They're also excellent value stuff. So we have loads of stuff. Now, what you want to remember to do is hit the OR button. OR button stops your guys from moving. So if you actually clicked for them to move anywhere or anything like that, that's all cancelled. And then we just let it play out until the committing crime is currently gone away. Now, if this was during the day, we could actually do this, and then as long as we moved after those 3 seconds are down, no one would care. You can also check these barrels over here, but honestly, most of the junk they have in these is not really worth stealing. This is worth 218 if I wanted to be bothered. It's just, we're going to clean out all the shops with all the thieving we're doing anyway, so I usually just take the high-value items. Ooh, this is problematic. We got someone coming up the stairs. Top floor? 2 people sleeping on the top floor. Well, they're both asleep, so top floor it is, I suppose. We'll hide up here for a little bit, and then we'll have to run by the guy. And while we're here, we can rob the place. I mean, no point being lazy. Oh, great. Oh, actually, yeah, this stuff's pretty valuable. Armor plating, it's worth 538, but it stacks by 4 in any inventory slot, which means we can just nick all of that right there and sell it for a pretty penny. Looks like that guard guy went to bed. Perfect time for us to exit. We'll still raid a couple of pieces down here. I am looking for some copper, namely so that we can weigh down our people for strength training. That was a pretty decent haul, and the great thing is you can do that day or night, especially with the high level stealth we've got. I really need to demonstrate that a lot better. When it's nighttime and you need to trade, there is only 3 places where you can sell to. There's 2 bars in here, you can sell to both of those, and the last one is the robot shop over there. All 3 of those are 24/7 and you can sell to them at any time. They're my preferred leave until nighttime when I'm trying to clear out the bull's inventory. If the bull is moving too slow for you because you've overloaded it, you can just pick it up. Though I do prefer to let it actually develop its speed after a while. It maxes out at 30 kilometers, and having a reasonably fast stealth bull is pretty handy. We have cleared out both bars in the robotic shop. Let's wait till morning. While we're waiting for dawn, we're going to do something I should have done a while ago. We're going to talk to the shinobi trader and get our hands on a proper backpack. There we go. Thieves' backpack is what you're looking for. It only has a minor negative to your combat skills and no effects on anything else, including stealth, thievery, all the good stuff, all the stuff we don't want to affect. They also sell, where is it? Oh, don't have any at the moment. I'm sure they will have some rags or something rags that allow us to improve our other skills. We'll come back to that later. At 6 o'clock in the morning, everyone wakes up, which is great because now we get to rob their places. I like to rob places during the day. It's more predictable. Robbing places at night, it gets more unpredictable. If you're caught inside, there's problems. One thing to do here. We are so fast, we tend to just sort of run around people before they see us. So, for example, we are only visible to nobody right now. You can see the way there's no arrows pointing at us. That guard is facing a wall. Done. So we are effectively invisible. This guy doesn't even know we're here. We're just going to pick your safe, buddy. Thanks. That guy can't see us because his line of sight is being blocked by him. Done. We'll also pick that one while we're here. And we can basically rob these places in broad daylight by hiding behind the shop tender. I know this doesn't make sense, but like I said, we were just going to abuse the bejesus out of this. As for weapons, don't take anything that's worth less than $1,000. Usually 2. But yeah, let's grab all of that. And what do we got in here? Yeah, we'll take most of these as well. They look like they're all pretty valuable. Once you've cleared everything out to your heart's content in the general location, my advice would be actually swap it over to the bull immediately. The reason being, if you send it over to the bull, even if you do get arrested, well, who cares? You're perfectly safe. All the stuff has already been transferred to your animal, and they won't impound the animals. All right, done, done, and done. We just wait till committing crime has been reduced to 0 and gone. Now we can do whatever we want. So, that thing over there, let's go rob it. No one can see us anymore. You see there's no arrows pointing towards us. Pick lock. Done, done, and done some more. This is way too easy. All right, is there anything on the top floor? I can't remember. Yeah, no, there's nothing actually up here. I love the amount of guards they have in this place. It's kind of crazy. But we're finished. Then we just... oh, that reminds me. It's time to sell this guy some stuff. This guy has 19 grand, and I'm pretty sure we're going to clean him out with most of the stuff we sell him here. Yeah, so this is probably the fastest way I found ever to just make money in this game. There are other methods like running trade routes. I just found this is quicker because you can rob shops in broad daylight. Now let's go next door and do the same thing. Wasn't it worth robbing too much stuff here? We mostly just took the research artifacts and a skeleton repair kit. However, now what we can do is we can sell him all the stuff from next door. So as you can see, we can sell him all of these bows. Actually, he's out of money. Damn it. Okay, next. Always keeping an eye on the door when you're doing this, because if someone comes in while you're doing this, it could get a bit awkward. Let's see, what do we got over here? They have lots of good stuff, but first, let's sell to them. Now, is this the guy? Nope, he'll still buy all this. Oh, yeah, he won't buy from the ranger shop. Anything you steal from the ranger shop, he seems to know the guy. So if you try and sell him that stuff, our fencing chance is only 56%. And if we try to sell it to him by right-clicking, he goes, you have a 43% chance of getting caught selling this. No, we don't want it. We have plenty of stuff we can sell him. We can clean out his inventory just fine, or his money, just by selling him stuff. Other stuff. Oh, and actually, where's the bull? See, if you click on the bull here, you can hover over stuff and it'll tell you what your percentage chances are. For example, 41%, I know if we give that to our thief, no problem. So 20%, that won't quite cut it. So it's a handy way to check what you should and should not be offloading off your bill into whoever you're trying to clean out of money at the time. Now, it's not as easy as just running in and grabbing everything. You do have to pay attention to the arrows that are coming off yourself or your animals. For example, when we go in here, we can see yellow arrows pointing at that person. That means they will become aware of us, or they might become aware of us, so we should be cautious or try and get into a better field of view. So as you can see, there's plenty of people in here, and this place would look unrobbable almost, but we're going to run right there. Remember, our stealth is insanely high, so the shopkeeper actually didn't notice us. So that person over there, right there, they've already seen us. They have seen... Wow, they must have really good perception to have seen us that quickly. And now, yeah, we've only got... Oh, no, that direction, please. Don't try robbing anything just yet. And no. All right, and we're safe. Now no one can see us. We are right in the middle of the shop. I know this is broken, but I didn't promise I wouldn't use a few exploits. And then we pick the locks here. I should also point out, it's day 6 and we have 120 grand. Plus, we've got a bull full of resources. This thing's got 300 kilos worth of stuff in it. We may need a second bull soon. What have you got on offer? I can't even remember what you are. Armor. Yeah, the armor stuff we don't really care about. We'll probably take anything that's worth more than a couple of grand. The problem is it takes up too much space in the bull, and you can't really stack it. So money-wise, they're just not really as well worth it. For example, this thing here is worth 3,297. Problem is, one of those robotics components is worth about that much. So the robotics components take up less space and can be stacked up to 5. So robbing the armor is usually not my preferred method. Maybe get... No, chainmail. Chainmail will be worth it. Oh, and remember, if you've just robbed something and you think you may have clicked somewhere else, hit the OR key. The OR key stops you moving. Then stay perfectly still until the committed crime thing goes away, and then you can move again. For our next abuses, we're going to the clothing shop. This one is just so laughably easy, it's kind of painful. You can pick the lock on this metal chest from right here and loot it from the other side, so long as you're paused when you start the looting or when you pause when you actually click on it. For example, if we try to click on this now, there you go. There's all the chainmail stuff. That stuff is all worth about 2 grand a piece, which is quite nice. And there's also a safe over there, which, if we can... Yeah, there we go. We can lockpick that safe from over there as well. Just keep an eye on the door so no one comes in, and it's usually a pretty safe way to grab a bunch of stuff. Oh, great. Blueprints. Yeah, we'll take all of those too. Why not? We'll nick a lot of them. Sometimes the best bit is selling stuff to the guy and then robbing it back from them. For example, this is the stuff we stole from another shop trader and sold to this guy to clear out his inventory, and now he's put it into a chest that we're going to steal it from to sell to someone else. It's just a perfect circle of money grinding. It's done. We've cleaned out every single shop. Robotics workshop, no money. Bar, no money. Bakery, no money. Farm shop, no money. Second bar, no money. Trader's shop, no money. Ranger shop, out of money. Mechanical shop, out of money. Travel gear, out of money. Armory, out of money. And clothing place, out of money. We cleared out all of them. All of them have a grand or less in their bank accounts because we basically traded everything away. And we still have way too much junk in our inventory. This is literally the fastest way I found to grind money. And you'll make about 100 grand easy per run, per day. So basically just wait till the next day and get more money. But that I won't be showing any more of. You will get better and better at stealthing, and you'll get better and better at finding places to pick money from. But for now, we're going to start training something else. While we're waiting for all of the shops to restock, which will be tomorrow, unfortunately, we're going to purchase this building. We can pretty much afford all of them if we wanted to, but we want this one because it's above the bakery. Bakery just has... It's a lovely view of the bakery. I like that view of the bakery. Now, you, get out of our house. Alright, once that guy's out, we're going to close and lock the door. Excellent. Now that we've got this place all to ourselves, let's go up top. Yeah, I can't get out of here. We don't care. We should probably get you some food, but that can wait. For now, I want to make sure I've got this working right. Now, over here, we've got a nice view of the bakery. We've got a mercenary guild, a mercenary, plastic surgeon, mercenary captain. Yeah, that's the one. Go with that guy. But it's about there. And, oh, old and passive, thank you very much. And we want you to, no, don't use that bench. We want you to attack unprovoked. Perfect. He's loading his bow. The question is, does he actually shoot? I don't want you to actually shoot. As long as you're just pointing, that's fine. Perfect. They're just pointing, not actually going over there. Now, do be aware this has sort of driven them hostile. We can't go outside of the building for a while, because if we do, people will be angry with us and try to arrest us. But that's okay, because we're just going to sit here and let our stats go up. For example, crossbows. We're at 46, 47%, 48. It's going up. Perception, also going up. Much faster because we have a 20% bonus to it as well. And that's it. We're going to train our crossbow skill by pointing at this guy, but at actually shooting. The trick is to have them just below the cusp of the building. And that seat right there is usually a good one. That's normally the one I target. I haven't... Actually, that's the only one I've targeted, to be honest. Maybe there's others that'll work on. I would prefer to target the best target, as in the ones with the highest stats. That usually results in the fastest gains. But this will get us at least some basic crossbow skill while we're here. And while that's going on... I think we're going to put in ourselves a lab. We went and bought some supplies. You're going to feel this temptation to steal them, but don't bother. It's not worth the hassle. And then we're immediately going to put down a small research bench right there. That's fine. This is going to be only temporary. We're going to immediately upgrade this. In fact, you are going to be set to engineer. And then we're going to set you to scientist. And they should have that done shortly. And once they do, we can start down the tech tree. I'm thinking item storage is going to be high in the menu, also tech level 2. Because of our rampant thievery, we have an awful lot of science books we can chuck in here. There's there, and there. Oh wait, no, there's 16 hiding over that section. That makes researching just that little bit easier, and you can be set to use that forever. Technology, we're going to want item storage, gear storage, tech level 2. And then we're immediately going to produce this next level lab. Wait. I messed up. Put in a light as well. You're going to want to put in... Nope, we can't actually... We don't have lights. Great, you know what? That's going to be the first technology we're going to research. Indoor lighting. There we go. That one should be the #1 item on your agenda. Come on, there we go. Because if you don't have lighting in here, your research bench is going to work at a reduced speed because they're getting a negative because there's no light. Once indoor lighting is completed, you're going to immediately want to chuck one down. Best ones I found, you can use one ceiling lights. Ceiling lamps are fine, but I've had problems with them depending on where they're located inside some of the taller buildings. So instead, I usually just chuck down one of these. There you go, confirm. They're one metal and they fit pretty much anywhere. Their radius is quite small, but you can chuck them down right beside the bench and you ensure that they're in proper lit conditions. Once tech level 2 is complete, just chuck that into a quarter. It should just about squeeze in there at the end. Perfect. Yeah, we're only leaving the one robot to do this. I'm leaving the rest training. I could probably bring them all in, but then I'd have to remember where to send them back to. So it's fine. Just using one guy is okay. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's time to stop looking at that guy menacingly. As you'll see, we're currently committing a crime, and we've got 20 seconds left on it. So we are going to stop committing that crime for a while. Excellent. And all of that gained us 48 perception and 23 in crossbows. Productive night. After hiding inside until that has expired, we are good to go. No one actually saw us do anything, so we can leave. Perfect. Also, I should probably get this guy some more resources to finish that lab. While Blend 1 goes off and finishes that lab, Harp here is going to go back to what they do best. Grinding us up money. 194 grand right now. Let's see how much money we can grab today. Well, that was a productive day. Between 7 o'clock and 4 o'clock, we managed to pull in about 180 grand, which, I gotta say, that's a very, very productive day. And we've still got all of this stuff left over. Because we would sell it to them, and then we would steal it back off them and sell it to the next person, and then steal it back off them. Well, we're actually accumulating more skeleton repair kits every single day. I'm trying to get rid of the robotics components, though. I'm sick of them. Alright, next. It's time to let our assassin get their crossbow skills back up again until the morning comes around and it's ready to make some more money. I think we'll do 2 more days of money making and then we'll get on with the training up and the acquisition of materials we're going to need for our training department. Immediate upgrade. Once we get to research level 3, we can't go any higher. Tech level 4 requires ancient science books. We don't have those yet. So we'll grab beds anyway, and most of this stuff is just, yeah, we're just going to grab the lot. We don't really care. Ooh, looking forward to robotics. Most of these things, corpse disposal, definitely, and imprisonment we need. But after that, definitely make sure you get cooking, advanced cooking, and actually I'll grab all the cooking ones while I'm here. Storage boxes, building materials, storage boxes, iron plates. Did I run out of books already? It could have happened. Yeah, I think I actually burned through all the books we had stockpiled. Yep, all gone. But that will at least keep Blend satisfied for a very long time. It's hitting 6 o'clock. That means all the businesses are opening and Harp can stop pointing the crossbow. Damn, their crossbow skill is going to be, well, not amazing, but it will be enough for our purposes. Anyway, and downstairs, how are we looking on the research bench front? Blend, they're not going to end up the most amazing researcher, but they'll be okay. Plus, they're a robot. They don't need to eat. Really handy that way. Now, one thing to be wary of. Every time you reload the game, all these people will probably move about some. So if you do find them sitting on a seat you like, don't restart the game. Though I do have to take a break for a minute, so that might mess up with it. But we'll be back after I do another day of raiding everywhere for their money and seeing how much we can get out of them. I'm guessing we'll top... Well, we should hit the 500 grand mark by day 9, by end of day 8. Okay, one last tip for stealth stealing. When you're coming into a shop, make sure you run in and immediately pause when you hit. Now, you see that yellow arrow? That means they haven't seen us. They will see us if we keep standing there, but if we can get out of their field of view before that arrow turns red, they won't notice us. So we're just going to try and run behind them. And have we made it far enough? I don't think so. I think that guy's about to spot it. Oh, no, he didn't. So now we could theoretically... Actually, we can trade with this guy, and he still doesn't know we're there. So you can literally trade from behind them, then steal all the stuff out of their till, and then run away, and they won't even notice. It's kind of disturbing. Anyway, we're just going to sell him a bunch of stuff. We don't have enough stuff on us right now, but that's fine. We'll just cycle in some from the bull. Now, we sold him a bunch of authentic skeleton repair kits and robotics components, and we've cleared out all his money. But now what we're going to do is we're going to steal all that stuff back so that we can sell it to the next crowd. It just means you never really run out of stuff to sell. You won't be able to steal everything back during the day because there will be guards in inconvenient places. And what happens if you did get caught on the way in? What if they did see you? What we'll do now is we'll just... See, they've got their chest over here, and we can't really get all of those without drawing his attention. We could actually grab this one. You know what, let's just pick that while we're here. And, yep, there's some of those authentic skeleton repair kits. You know what, we'll worry about that in a second. What I want to show you is how to deal with it when you do get spotted by the shopkeeper, because then things become problematic. You see, the arrows are yellow, and... red? Oh, wow, your vision is terrible. Are we just that good? I think we might just be that good. Okay, so they've spotted us. Once they've spotted you, you're going to try and go outside, you're going to try and break their line of sight. The problem is there's some sort of reset counter on how long before you can stealth in front of the game, so the moment we enter the building, it automatically turns red. They've seen us once, they're going to keep seeing us. We're going to have to do some sort of reset thing. So we're going to take the Distracto Bull approach. Distracto Bull, we just throw them in there. We'll just wait outside until the red arrow goes away and they can't see us anymore. Yep, there we go. And then we send the bull in. Now, Stealth Bull's job is to go all the way back here. And then while Stealth Bull is back there, we just come in the front door and let's rob the place. Yep, Distracto Bull. Exactly what it sounds like. Using someone to distract... You don't even need a bull. You can use another person or something like that. Oh, and you have to carry animals into shops. You can't actually just walk them in. Who knows. But this allows us to basically rob the place blind right in front of the guy. Yep, there's a whole bunch more of those authentic skeleton repair kits. And, oh, there's a whole bunch of actual repair kits. And, yes, so we can literally steal back all the stuff we sold him, and with some extra stuff on top, which is kind of ridiculous. You can actually see this was stolen from trade goods. So we have resold this God knows how many times to how many people, and we've probably resold it to the same person more than once. I think what I'm trying to get across here is it's an awful lot of fun robbing them blind right in front of their eyes and just clearing out the entire town of money every single day. As far as I can tell, there's no faster way to make money unless there's another town that's got more shops in it. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but this is the one I prefer to do it in. Alright, 594 grand. That's a good day, but we're going to do one or two more. We need about 400 grand for the strategy we want to use, and then we need some change left over. That's, say, 800 grand. Give me another couple of days, but for this night, I'm not going to do crossbows. I'm going to train strength. So I'm going to load their backpack up with a whole load of heavy stuff and get them to run around until their strength gets a bit more. We want to get their total carry capacity up to about 50 kilos. That's a comfortable area for where we want to be. Okay. One last thing, because this one is just so hilarious. I find it just amazing. When you're coming into the pub, immediately close the door behind you. Oh, what are you doing? And start closing the door. Then run all the way over here behind the bar. And while you're doing it, you're going to run past the bartender. So have a quick chat with him. Show me what you got. Yeah, we'll sell him all of those. So we sold him 8 robotics components. And the thing is, since the door is closing, he's going to run over to open it. That's fine. Run over to open it, buddy. And while you're doing that, we'll just stand behind this counter. And since we're behind this counter, no one can see us, including all the guests, the guards, everyone. And then we will loot the shop counter and take back all 8 of the robotics components. And then we will wait 1, 2, 3, 0, and we're done. We have basically cleaned out the entire bar without actually costing anything because we got everything we sold him right back. Yeah. You can also do the exact same thing down here at this bar. Same thing again. Run in the door. Close the door behind you. Barman tries to run over to open the door. As you're running by him, give him a quick chat. Buy everything. Just sell him a whole bunch of these things, and... Oh, I should have bought more. Doesn't matter, we don't really need the money anyway. And then we'll go behind here. And while he's busy opening the door, we'll go and steal all of these back. And done. We've basically cleaned out all of his money, and it cost us nothing again. There's several ways to do it. I figured out the locations for the bakery as well. There's a few places, and you'll get it yourself as you're playing. You'll figure out where they store the goods, and once you figure out where that is, it basically makes it just a money printing experience. Go in, give them the stuff, they give you the money, then you steal the stuff back, go on and repeat. We have got our strength all the way up to 35. That means we have an inventory weight limit of 50 kilos. This is a comfortable level where we can actually start leaving, as well as that our athletics are actually pretty good. We're now up to 23 miles per hour when we're running. It's not the best, but it's good enough for our needs. And our next needs are, we're going here. This is called the gutters. It's where bad things happen. Really, really bad things happen. But we're going to make good things happen there. Our assassination skill is looking a little anemic, so I'm going to make a quick pit stop. We are going to train up our assassination skills in the slave pits. Yeah, they don't fight back, and we can just stealth KO them. Now, it won't get you huge amounts of experience, but it will grind us up. We're going to want to about level 70, and right now we're only at, say 64, and when we hit this person we get up to 72%. Let's keep going. It'll take a little bit of time, but we sort of want to have our assassination skill high for what we're about to do next. I may have also started knocking out some of the slavers as well, just because you get more experience from them. Finally, 70 assassination. Now we can go into gutter. We're going to go down this direction. There's someone we need to find. We are here overlooking the gutters. This place is incredibly dangerous. There is an element of risk coming here, but you've got to keep your head on a swivel for big things. We're looking out for them. Oh god, it's called. Oh, there's a bunch of them over on the far left. Our stealth is 100, so we can hide quite well, and we're coming in just as it's getting dark. This is actually the perfect time. I wish I'd actually planned it. That would have been even nicer. However, what we're looking for here is one man. There's a man who lives out here. He is a friend of the big things. And there is his encampment. We're going to go over and pay him a visit. Now, you need to be very careful. This guy has a crossbow, and they are a rather good shot, but we should be coming up from behind them if we do this right. If we're not coming up from behind them, he'll shoot us in the face, which would be unfortunate. Yeah, he's definitely looking the opposite direction. Our assassination chance should be at least over 50%, and since we're doing this at night, even if we do mess it up, he probably won't aggro to us at all. Though you might want to save it, just in case. As far as I'm aware, this guy does not sleep. Alright, so... just sneak up. And he's ours. This guy is on the same side as the gutters. As in, the big things, he's one of them. Don't ask me how that works. However, this opens up a bunch of interesting opportunities for us. We'll just take away your weapons, and then we're going to pick you up. And if we check our inventory, we're at 47 kilos, meaning we can still run at full speed while carrying this body. Also be aware, any weight that's inside the body doesn't count, so we could have just jammed him full of stuff if we want and used him as a sort of a mobile suitcase. Corpse suitcases are a thing in a lot of games, it seems. Alright, next thing we got to do is we got to get over to this place. But I'm going to take the long way around. We're not going to go through big country. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're stealthy, but now we're carrying someone which is going to greatly hinder our stealth. So we're going to go the long way around, and our swimming is going to get really good doing this. What are you doing? Stop pussing out. Get in the water. Keep an eye out for big things. They can swim through these waters. They're shallow enough. So, you know, stay out of their line of sight as best you can. Give them wide berths. Your swimming is probably going to suck. I didn't level mine up at all, but this part is usually, so long as you take wide berths around the land, you should be fairly safe. And you keep your head just looking everywhere. Okay, we're almost out of the big country area, but keep your eyes open and make yourself way to the slave camp over here. This one's, it's very important we go to this one, and oh my god, there's a nest over there. Let's not go near that nest. Yeah, we're gonna skirt around the edges here. We made it through. That is probably the most nerve-wracking part of this, because big things run at 30 miles per hour. Meaning, if they come after you, there's no escaping. So you gotta be real careful just not to get spotted. You're depending on your stealth, and you're depending on, well, speedy stealth to make sure that they don't catch you. We can still run at 22 miles per hour, even while carrying someone, and we're still at 83 stealth, so it's not a massive risk, but definitely be cautious. Okay, now, we came here specifically. Don't go to... there's a closer slave farm over here. Don't go to that one. Sometimes they dump this guy in the bar. We're going to go into this one over here. You might want to save it as well if this is your first time doing this, because this is going to get a little bit weird. We are going to pop into this slave shop, and we're actually going to take off sneak. We don't need it anymore. It's weird not to be sneaking though. And we're going to put down this guy. Now there's a bounty on him and all that, but they don't care. They're slavers. They don't care about his bounty at all. All they care about is that someone's unconscious. The moment we drop him, it knocks him unconscious for about 48 seconds. And they're immediately going to enslave him, because they're slavers, and if they see someone conscious, the first thing they do is enslave them. It's just how they work. Alright, perfect. Now, they've stuck him in a cage. Where'd your man go? There you go. Talk to the slaver boss. I'm here to buy. And we're going to buy him back. Now, this is going to be incredibly expensive. Well, they're 10,700. That doesn't sound expensive, but yeah, bear with me. We buy them back, and the moment we do, they immediately flop outside the cell, because they're still unconscious. And the moment they do, they get enslaved again, because they're unconscious in front of a slaver. Now, every time we buy them from slavery, it actually increases how much they like us, and they are technically a faction. So they are actually the big thing faction? Are you already enslaved, that guy? I don't see him being enslaved. Okay, oh, I think he pushed him out of reach. Come here, come here. Pick up. Oh. One minute, I'm going to have to somehow get him out of there. Well, thanks to Kenshi glitching out, we can demonstrate the second part. This guy has actually woken up. We've went upstairs, and now they're going to beat the snot out of him. Even he's unconscious already. He's playing dead. And they're going to enslave him again. Great, he's now enslaved again. Unfortunately, he's now conscious. We don't want to buy him when he's conscious, because then he just turned into a slave, and that's not what we want to do. We basically want to knock him out again. So we've got our sneak back on, and we're going to try and sneak downstairs really fast. and slap him in the face while he's not looking. How the... Okay, we somehow messed that up. Finally, we got him unconscious again. Now we go back to doing what we were doing. We talk to the slaver boss, we buy him, they enslave him, we buy him again, and we keep doing that a lot. It's going to cost us about 400 grand. I know, but trust me, it is all very, very worth it in the end. So buy him back, they enslave him. Oh, that is the worst cage. Alright, a quick trick I learned is when they're about to wake back up again, pick them up, put him down, knocks him out for another 49 seconds. Then they come along and enslave him, you buy them back, and then when they're about to wake back up again, you buy them first, drop them, and then they go back to it. It resets their counter on how long they're unconscious. This way you can usually buy them about 3 times, and then you can knock them out again. Ah, there it is. Gutters are no longer hostile towards you. That's not quite true, though. Gutters technically aren't hostile to you. If you mouse over them, they won't turn red. But yeah, they'll totally try and eat you alive if you go near them. So we got to keep doing this. And yes, it is as expensive as it looks. We've already wasted an enormous amount of money, and have we already bought that guy? Oh, yeah, we did. Ah, yeah. Give me another 10 minutes here. There we go. There we go. Gutters are now your allies. Oh, right. This is a bit of a game changer, and we went to all that effort and spent all of that money, like just so much money. Oh, actually, that guy's technically ours. Sorry. Well, we're gonna let him free. Let him run loose. But let's go play in Gut. Now, this is... Oh, come on. This is going to feel a little bit weird when you go to do it. You see, the reason being... gutters are normally an horrifying enemy that will eat you alive, take off your limbs, and can run at 30 miles an hour. They're scary as all hell, basically. Early level crews just get demolished by them. And Gut is basically a nightmare. Unless you've got a reasonably sized crew and some decent stats, you don't even think about going near this place. It is absolute death. But right now we're allied with them, which is not really technically possible. But it's been done. Alright, where are we? Let's go in and find ourselves a nest. Oh, look, there's a whole bunch of big things. Let's go say hi. And they don't care. Not even a little bit. They don't react to us at all. In fact, they're allied with us. There's a nest around here. We can pick up their eggs, run away with them. It doesn't make a difference. Which reminds me, we should drop this guy. Yep, off you go, buddy. And, yep, he's just gonna wander off. He's patrolling town. Right. This area here is perfect. Let me try and demonstrate why we went to all of this trouble. One, this place doesn't have any other natural spawning patrols except beak things. Lots and lots of beak things, which are our allies, by the way. And we are going to set up our encampment here because if we go down to farming, we can go and say, oh, cotton? Cotton requires, well, fertility, green fertility, which this place entirely is just green. So we can plant grain, we can plant cotton, we can plant all of the basic resources we're going to need, which is quite nice. Hydroponics can fill in any gaps. Also, well-wise, if we go down to wells, yep, place is good for water everywhere as well. This is only a well level 2, so its maximum efficiency is 100%, but I think 80% is the best you get out of here. No problems, we can make a few wells. And when it comes to iron, you're going to be producing a lot of your own armor because it's just easier that way. These big giant tree things are 120% max efficiency and can support 3 workers apiece. And finally, the reason it's so handy is the only thing that's more dangerous to you than when you can run at about 22 to 24 kilometers an hour, nothing is a danger to you except for gutters. Gutters are the only things that can run you down. Oh my god, is that green net? That nest is showing up as green because they're allied. Oh, that's brilliant. So that means you now have free roam across the map except for, you know, poison gas and laser beams from the sky. Barring those 2 things, you can pretty much run anywhere and nothing can run you down. It makes the game so much easier. Next up, we're going to need to get our hands on a peeler machine, crab armor, a whole bunch of blueprints, a whole bunch of bionic limbs, a whole bunch of good weapons, oh, a really high-level training dummy, and then we can actually hire a whole bunch of people that we can train up rapidly. I'm thinking we'll grab, say, 10 recruits, and we'll turn those recruits from raw recruits into hardened killers, and we should be able to do that relatively quickly once we've got all the pieces in place. Now, this character here is doing quite well. They've got all of the skills we really need. Assassination could be pumped up a bit more, but yeah, we're doing pretty well on all the fronts. And once we get them some robo-limbs, they're going to be even better. But all of that's going to have to wait till the next episode, unfortunately. This went way longer than I thought, trying to get all the mechanics to work out, but By day 11, I think we're doing pretty good. I mean, we could probably be doing better, but this seems like it's going quite nicely. Sorry about the delay getting this out. I meant to have this out yesterday, but ended up having to go to a doctor thing. No big deal. It's just it took up the entire day. I wasn't expecting that, so sorry about the delay. I'll try and get another episode out for tomorrow as a little bit of a make up for it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and good luck.